So you said, okay, I've been with my black boyfriend. We've overcome so much. We've overcome segregation. We've overcome Jim Crow. Overcome all these barriers, and I've been with him for half a decade. But if he gets his dick wet with one of these Miami thoughts, I'm out of here. That doesn't seem like that makes a lot of sense. And I'm not trying to change your perspective because I really don't care what you do, but can you just help us understand the philosophy behind this?
I mean, there's not really much to explain. It's just growing up, I've taught, cheating is not the right thing to do. So if
Mhm.
someone does that to me, I wouldn't agree with it and I would leave. And honestly, they're gonna ask me second following question, what if the other person, next person you get on cheats, right? And I
Real
said,
quick, let me ask you this. You keep
okay,
referring to what you were taught growing up. You were also taught that black people ain't shit growing up, but you're still with a black guy. So you were also taught about Islam growing up, but you don't currently practice Islam. So why do you keep
well,
acting like your behavior is wired from your upbringing when
I
really?
took what made sense to me from each of these cultures.
Uh-huh.
So whatever made sense to me, I just kept it with me, and I
Okay.
like by that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go.
I still have my own set of morals and I still have like things that I live by.
All right. Well, you said that you're you computer science major and you're an engineer, so I would assume you're fairly sound with logic and numbers, right?
Yes.
What if I told you, statistically speaking, men are only as faithful as their options? They're always going to cheat. The guy you're with right now probably has had some strange.
You just don't know.
You just don't know.
Could be possible.
So let's now that you know the staggering stats, what are you going to do?
What am I gonna? I'm still going to leave.
Damn. She dedicated to that outcome.
At Western men who are the most feminized, feminism is the strongest, equality, etc. And you're going to go somewhere where it's poorer, where the women have
Not
less rights.
necessarily poor.
Well,
I come from a very poor country, and I don't think we have any less right than. Well, we definitely do.
Okay, let's keep it 1,000.
Okay.
The poorer the country, the more the genders revert back to their traditional gender roles. That's just how it goes. So you are in the most modern, egalitarian, equal society ever. Men are shamed for cheating on women in the United States. It's not acceptable here. So you're telling me you're going to go where it's good for y'all, you have the most advantages, and regress to a country where men are more dominant typically than women, and cheating is kind of looked at like,
Well, it depends kind of like
person. And you come from a Muslim background. Come on.
Wrong.
No. They're going to have 4 wives.
Yeah, but also, you guys always say that Muslims can have 4 wives, but if you look in the Quran, you have to ask your first wife. Why leave him? Because he cheated on me. He lied.
Should be a good side chick.
Baby, what they're trying to say is,
it's only us, babe.
Do you rather your current boyfriend cheat on you, or you rather break up with him and any other guy cheat on you anyway? Because all guys cheat is what they're trying to say.
Whether you know it or not, I cannot really answer this question because I don't believe that. I don't believe everybody cheats.
Logically speaking.
I just want to say shout out to women, because I appreciate women who either are like, you know what, I'm going to accept the true nature of man, especially successful dominant men. They're going to do what they're going to do. Or the women who say, you know, I'm not going to accept it, but I'm going to be gullible enough to believe that men don't cheat. Both of them are a beautiful thing. I hate the women in the middle that they're not intelligent enough to accept what a man really is, and they're not gullible enough to just ignore it, and they over here acting like they're the damn FBI trying to find everything. Those are the women that kill me.
You really don't think your dad ever cheated on your mom?
No, not my dad. Not my father. I can tell you that. My dad.
You know what? That might be true, because your father, I think, is like a more of a feminine.
Can I say something though?
You can say whatever you like.
So that girl right next to me that believes, every man cheat.
Which one? You talking about the pale
one?
one?
The girl next to me. The girl next to me. There's only one girl next to me because Abby's next to me.
Okay.
Her. The reason why I believe she believes every man cheat is because she puts it out on social media that her father cheated. She grew up seeing her father cheating, so she's seen that growing up, and she already accepted it, like mentally. Like, okay, I see my father cheat, so every man in this world, every man in this world definitely cheats because my father cheated on my mom. So yeah, that's how I see it.
Do you want a man who is below average, average, or above average?
I want a man that will be with me and only me, and we can have a happy family together without any issues. and doesn't matter what he like. He can't. Okay, obviously he can't be making 20, 30, 40,000 a year. I'm not saying like he has to be like he can be anything, but it's basically someone who can make me happy, and we can agree on things and make our relationship work.
Okay. Do you want a man that's below average, average, or above average?
I don't know what you consider below average, average. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay. So we'll take, since it's a simple objective measure, we'll take finances, for example.
Okay.
Do you want a man who's, and mind you, to me, this is not the greatest measure. The greatest measure is of character and leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want a man who is below average, average, or above average?
I guess average would work. Average. I would say average.
I'm gonna whoop your ass when I see you. I'm gonna whoop your ass. Tell you, when you see me, your ass better start running. If you see me in Miami, your ass better start running. Did you just say
the reason why that was my answer is because I remember Myron mentioning that like the above average guy, like you mentioned, those guys cheat, they want to do what they want to do, but like you basically can't be the only girl, right? That's what you guys say above averages. I don't want that for myself. I don't want a guy that's super rich, financially great, and out there cheating on me. I don't care about that if that's the case. That's why my answer went average, because
that's twisted. That's really twisted. Taz, that is deeply like I'm scared, and I hope you don't have children, because that's some twisted
I don't
stuff.
have children.
No, I said I hope you don't have them. Like I hope you don't produce any, because that's twisted.
That's
really twisted. No, well, you said what?
Why would you say that?
You're so insecure about either your man leaving you or thinking that another woman is better.
I didn't say that's what I think, though.
You're interrupting me. Okay, go ahead. You talk.
That's not what I said, though. I said based on your definitions of what above average is, like if that's what it is, if that's how every above average man is, you guys are just
no. That's actually. Let me clarify.
That's how it is.
Let me hit you with some ism real quick. Soak this ism up. Every man is like that, but it's the men who are above average that can act on it more easily. So let me be clear to you. Every man would be thrilled if they could do the stuff that I do on a regular basis. The only reason they can't is because they ain't got money like that. They ain't got game like that. They ain't got personality like that. They don't know how to operate in finesse. They would do it if they could do it. So when we're talking about an above average man, we're not talking about a man who's a cheater because he's wealthy. Every man would cheat, which is if they have extra women. It's just that we are able to do it and basically tell Shorty, like, look, either you gonna take that or you could dip. Whereas the guy who's a trash man or a janitor, he has to either lie about it or he's not able to get the women because they're like, bro, you clean up trash for a living. I ain't giving you this, coochie. That's the issue. It's not that they have a different nature. They have the same nature. Or maybe it's like, okay, Marquett is chiseled and he be whooping ass and the other guy's overweight. So yeah, he'd like to have 2 or 3 women, but he can't get 2 or 3 women. All of us are the same. It's just the level we're on allows us to express our nature more fully. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. If that's the case, then if I can find a man that wouldn't do any of that, regardless of what,
he's gonna be feminine as hell.
Regardless of what his wealth is, then of course I would go for an above average man if I could, right? If I ever meet,
he's gonna be
whatever
feminine.
the case is, right? But if the definition that I told you before that they were telling me, if that's how it is, then I would rather go for below average. If they're telling me every above average man does that, if that's what they're telling me. So
yeah, no, I feel you on that. And we're about to go deep into your psyche right now. I'm actually really excited. I hope you're excited too. By the way, shout out to the ballers. Achilles writes, part of Quran chapter 4 verse 3 says, should say reads, I guess reads, but we say Allah said, then marry what seems suitable to you from the women 2 or 3 or 4. But if you fear that you can not do justice, then marry one or what is possessed by your right hand. End quote. Nowhere does it say the husband has to ask the wife for permission. That's correct. She said that on the podcast. And as soon as she said that, I was like, that is not true. And it was agreed upon by others there, but I don't think any of them are sheikhs or Islamic scholars, neither am I. So it is immaterial. But that's correct. It does not require that the first wife gives permission. It requires that you have equity among the wives. But you're not Muslim anyways. I'm not Muslim anyway. So we're going to carry on. Shout out to Frankie. He writes, every man. Go ahead, love.
Sorry, I said, how do you know that if that you don't need the permission? Because that's what I went to an Islamic school. Like when I was little, that's what
Islamic school you go to.
No, it's mandatory though. You have to learn Arabic. You have to learn Arabic when you're little in the culture. You have to learn Arabic. So,
okay, well, tell me the verse from the Quran where it tells us.
I don't know the verse, but that's where they taught us.
Because if you went to Islamic school and you generally, even before you learn Arabic, you're going to learn the Quran in Arabic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me the verse. That's like, for example, the reason
I never finished the Quran. So what I remember, I'm telling you based on.
Okay, tell me a verse other than Surah Al-Fatiha.
Say what?
Okay, I thought you said you speak Arabic.
I never said I speak Arabic.
Oh,
I can read Arabic.
Take me on to the next super chat. Frankie writes, every man has his tendencies. Those above average will exercise no matter. Those below average will want to but can't. How is this so hard to chew? The lack of experience in life shows. And number one, you're a beautiful woman because you're very vulnerable and you're very fragile. And there's a level of appeal to that. There's a level of appeal. But I do want to tell you this, Taz. You are the woman that would sacrifice everything. Everything. You would crush a marriage. You'd crush a family. You'd even send a nigga to jail if he cheated on you. And one, that's a terrible thing. But what it comes from, and I hope that you can take this and one day like really like look in the mirror and like think over this, is it only comes from insecurity and jealousy. The insecurity that either A, he'll leave you, or B, he'll find a woman he likes more, meaning you're not getting the attention. And so there's like a damn near fatal drive for attention. And because the insecurity and the fear of him finding a better woman and the ego and the narcissism and the self-focus is so strong, that's why the cheating matters so much to you. And you'll sacrifice everything to protect your ego. Have you ever considered that?
Not necessarily. This is how I see it. I grew up in a very broken family. Okay.
Okay.
My dad wasn't there when I was like a newborn, and then like me and my mom, we don't have our relationship pretty much. Like we don't talk that's how the culture is, though. We don't say I love you to each other. We don't communicate that much. We're just supposed to go to school and do good. That's all they focused on since I was growing up. School, study, whatever. So
no, I understand that. That's a definitely problematic. Alfonso writes, you don't need the permission because it's allowed by a law. Ooh, talk to me. But it would be wise to ask permission to prevent issues with the wives. Absolutely. In fact, I'd rather her go bring the wife back. That'd be more convenient for everyone. Taz, you know, I respect, one thing I respect about you is like, while there's some things that you might be blind to about yourself, I think you're also still a very honest woman. And, you know, even though some things might not necessarily, you know, add up, I think you're still always presenting yourself genuinely. And I think that over the long run, the people who watch you are going to appreciate that. And I also believe that there's some things that all of us have experienced in childhood. And once you're able to maybe work through or better understand those things and disconnect from some of them, you know, it'll open up a world of infinite growth, because the truth is a lot of people, you know, their parents weren't quite maybe what they would have wanted, both the mother and the father. So I respect the fact that you have awareness of that. And I trust that we'll be able to make some progress. Chris.
That's why I said
strong, cultural, religious, financial, educational, social differences between the cultures that will vastly change how you view relationships and your ability to lock down a guy. Like a lot of Western women like feel like this guy's not good enough for me.
But let's say a guy that's 30 years old, right?
Yeah, sure.
A guy that's 30 years old and I'm 21. I arranged marriage to a guy that's 30 that's gonna come here. I don't think he's gonna use me for visa and stuff, because my brother, he's 30. And when he came here, he was around that. Okay, sorry, I'm all over the place, but sorry.
I'm just looking at you.
Yeah.
Really didn't change his ways. He always wanted an arranged marriage. He always wanted one guy, one girl with him. So an arranged marriage. He always wanted one guy, one girl with him. So when you bring a guy when you're 30, your mindset is kind of set, right? Like it's kind of hard to change your mind.
Okay, so you're basically using your brother as an example of guys who are not going to be cheating. Can we keep it a buck real quick? Can you keep it a buck with me?
Sure.
All right, Taz. Your brother, is he the head turning guy? Like, is he the guy that he walks by and chicks are like, wait, oh, who's that? Is he that guy?
Not here, but back in the country, yeah, he was.
Okay, let's look at it like this, because I've traveled around a lot of countries. If you dropped him in 20 different countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would he be a head turner in 20 different countries? Like on average.
20 different countries, depending on.
Just say no. God damn it. Just say no. When you know, you know. He ain't a head turner. Let's just keep it real. Like, damn, he's like
I'm really trying to be fair. I'm not gonna be out here insulting my brother.
No, it's not about insulting. It's just about keeping it real. Like, for example, if you ask me certain things about people I love, I'm just going to tell you what's real. I'm not going to insult them. I'm just going to tell you what's accurate.
The possibilities, I don't know.
That's a no. Okay, because if it was a yes, you'd be probably,
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a no. It's okay.
Well, how can I look at my brother that way anyway?
Nah, I mean, just things are what they are, right? Like there's
like my brother would never answer that question because how conservative he is. Like, would 20
your
guys...
brother can't be conservative. It's impossible. He's not in a conservative family. How could he possibly be that conservative?
No, well,
it's not even possible to be that
when it comes to like women, I guess.
That's because he don't get none. That's the whole point.
Because he was taught to get none. So
no, but the thing is, there's certain things about you as a male when you're appealing that your women are going to come to you. Like,
he had many girlfriends though in his life, like when he was young.
He had many girlfriends, but you said he's conservative. That's not a conservative thing to do. Taz, you tripping?
What do you mean? I literally said that he was back in the country.
You tripping? You tripping?
Mindset at that point.
What you think?
I think so.
Well,
yeah, I think honestly it depends on.
I'm talking based on what I learned in psychology, but anyway. Maybe I think so. Okay.
In psychology.
So yeah, I don't think if a guy that
can somebody ask that broad to quit adjusting her fake wig?
Comes in here, all he knows is me, and I'm the one like teaching him around about America. I don't think that guy's gonna go cheat on me. Like, is that what you don't think?
Dang, that was the most scary idea I ever heard. Taz, you were just thinking like an incel dude. You were just thinking like an incel dude. You basically became a passport bro, and you're like, look, this is the stereotype of white guys flying to Philippines. You get a poor girl from the Philippines, you bring her back here. She think you the richest man on earth, and you're like, oh, she's not gonna cheat on me. I did so much for her. I taught her everything she knows. I know all the people she knows because I introduced her to those people, and she don't even really go outside like that, so I'm safe here. Like, you know, you sound like a passport bro right now, right?
The only reason why I haven't answered those questions is because it was asked to me. I don't care about any of these topics, to be honest. Okay. I don't even think about these things. I don't even think about these things, okay? So when they ask me, I'm like, okay, what would make the most sense? I looked at it from my perspective. If I learned so many things from a guy, I like the chances of me leaving that guy, like someone I learned so much from, someone who I lived such a long life with, and someone who bought me, like completely changed my life, I would forever be grateful to that guy. Like, I literally looked at it from my perspective, but on a daily basis, I don't really care what women do, what men are supposed to do, what women are supposed to do. I think everyone should live their life how it makes sense for them. As long as you're happy making it work, I think that's great.
You need some ism. Yeah. I invite you to this thing of ours. I hope one day you accept this ism into your life, love.